How about that fucking intro gimmick, by the way? That's fucking dead good, eh?
I'm loving that. I can't wait for people to see it, but you'll probably see it before these episodes for the month.
Is he all right? They've just seen it before we talk.
Yeah, well, I'm confused because we're filming this out of sync. So we're filming
we do. But this is magic, and the magic of technology means this will be the first one they see. Welcome to October, fuckers. It's Halloween month.
There you go. Get with the programme. Top of the gimmicks. I'm Rob Campbell.
I am your bastard, Craig Challoner.
I'm lost out of time, Daniel Cornfield.
Well, step into the fucking DeLorean, motherfucker, because we're about to take a trip down memory lane. Craig has given us an impossible task, and I say also, I mean himself. I found it fairly easy, and I'm not going to be a prick. I'm just going to get this out of the way right now. No women's rumbles made my top 5. Let's move on, Craig. On to you.
So, welcome to Top of the Gimmicks, episode 4, and we are doing the Royal Rumbles. And just like Robert, unfortunately, ladies, sorry, but you didn't make the top 5. Don't mind giving you a shout out, but it's not going to happen. Unfortunately, you didn't make the cut. Let's jump straight into this because, like Rob said at the fucking start, this is number 3 for us of 4. So, Royal Rumbles. I'm going to jump in straight away, pass it on to Rob, Rob to Don. Don carries on, keep going, moving. So my Royal Rumble, number 5, is probably one of the shittiest Royal Rumbles in history, but it has nostalgia purposes. For me, it's 1989.
Wow, okay.
And it really is a shit Rumble.
I'm going to hazard a guess on who wins all of these Royal Rumbles, by the way.
So we're going to do the
obviously
well.
Do it.
Put me down for John Studd.
Big John Studd?
Yeah.
It is Big John Studd, yes, because this is the second Royal Rumble.
Yes.
The reason this is so nostalgic for me, because this is the first WWF VHS I had.
Okay.
So this got watched to fucking buggery. Like the whole card, like the moments on that, but we are concentrating on just the Royal Rumble match itself. One of the biggest iconic moments for this for me is Ted DiBiase in the fucking tombola, drawing his number and going, Slick, was your number any good? And Slick going, I'm well happy. And Ted going, let's talk. And then trying to buy everyone's numbers all night. Fucking dead good. And then
brilliant.
Andre the Giant get eliminated because of fucking Jake Snake.
Yeah.
Warlord obviously got the 2 seconds, and that record stayed fucking forever until Santino. This stood out. It wasn't great. There's no way this was great, but nostalgia wise, I am old as fuck. This was my first VHS, and I love it for that reason.
Brilliant. Did you say I was going to go next?
Yeah, jump on it.
Okay. You know, I don't know if I'll put these in order or not, but I'm just going to do it now because like they're there and in front of me. So my number 5 is actually 2020.
Oh.
So the winner of that one was?
Put me down for McIntyre.
Okay.
Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, because that's Edge's return and Edge wins the next one. So yeah.
That's absolutely spot on, yeah. Drew McIntyre won that Royal Rumble. So most of this Royal Rumble is Brock Lesnar just been an absolute beast. I think the story of this Royal Rumble is one of the best Royal Rumble stories. From start to finish. I've booked 2 Royal Rumble matches with 30 people. I know how difficult these are to put together and to tell a story. And this story was really, really good. And it was pre-COVID, so we still, and I mean just pre-COVID, So we still got a big audience and a big reaction to Drew McIntyre, firstly eliminating Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
And then secondly, winning the whole thing after Edge's fucking return, which was emotional. In more than you can ever imagine, I suppose, as a wrestling fan and for him as a person. It was beautiful. 2020 is my number 5.
Seeing his reaction to the fan reaction just added to it, wasn't it? It was fucking
Absolutely.
amazing. That was.
I love the
Amazing.
TikToks, like you can put your face on in, like, and it
Yeah.
does the emotions. It's great.
I actually had that one as my, if we're doing honourable mentions, that was actually 6 for me. That would have been top 6.
That got a mention from me as well.
So I'm going to go with 97.
Okay.
Rumble 97 for me.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah, again, another story. But I like, again, if you can tell a good story in a Rumble, for me, it makes me remember the Rumble more memorably. But I just loved it. Another little highlight for me was Mil Masquerade not understanding the rules, so he just did a fucking dive. So that one popped me. Also, this was a little bit more nostalgic for me because this is the first WWF review we did on this run of pay-per-views that we're currently on.
That's
so
right.
It's still quite up in my head. So, but yeah, number 5 for me is Rumble 97.
Nice.
Craig, over to you.
Just jump on the 4. Go on, Dom.
4 for me. I'm going to go with the 06 Rumble. 2006.
Yep.
Boys, do you
So
want
this
to take a
is
guess at
Rey Mysterio.
It is.
Correct. Yes. And again, a story for me in a Rumble goes a long way. Now, I love this story. I love the fact as well that everyone goes about Ray being the Iron Man. Triple H was there with him the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
So this was also the Rumble where Shawn Michaels was eliminated by Shane McMahon.
Yep.
Which again, that was like sort of heartbreaking moment. I know, not just for me, but I'd imagine Rob probably, probably broke his heart a little bit.
Go fuck yourself.
The other thing I loved about this as well, this had the nostalgia of the guys picking their numbers again.
Yes.
And having their number reveals and stuff like that.
You know what really stands out for this Royal Rumble? The entranceway.
Yeah.
Yes. It's a beautiful entrance for this one.
Coliseum.
Yeah. Home videos, rest in peace.
Shout on that as well. I was like, when you're saying about Ray and Triple H going the distance, Ray went an extra 4 minutes over Triple H. Both of them men took 6 eliminations as well. So they got the highest eliminations on that. And the shortest one on that one was Booker T with 18 seconds.
Wow.
It was in my mentions.
Oh, okay. So that's right. So Craig, over to you, number 4.
So my number 4, oh, shit. Everything just crashed. Try again. My number 4, I'm going back in the DeLorean and I'm going to 92. Gorilla and Bobby on comms. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful. Absolutely. Gorilla and Bobby, amazing. Obviously, we all know what this is, like fucking Flair winning the title. This first time the title was on there, Flair taking it, going the distance. This was great. That final 4, I never quite got the whole Hulk Hogan pulling Sid thing. That didn't make any sense, but this was pure iconic. And someone that doesn't get a shout out enough on this is IRS. IRS went 27 minutes in this Rumble in a fucking suit.
I'm going to say he was normally quite a sweaty man, so you imagine the sweat off that boy at the end of it.
He put a fucking gimmick in there. But the whole thing with Bulldog as well, this was a great moment with fucking Bulldog and Flair. Like Bulldog went 25 minutes, I think it was. But he told his story as well going through. And you could see like the people getting behind him. So it showcased Bulldog quite well, this did. This one as well saw who got the limbs. Sid got the most limbs on this, 6. Shortest one on this one went to Volkov with 1 minute. So they're good. And Macho Man eliminated it. That was the thing. Macho Man eliminated himself. Because you can't eliminate yourself. You got to be thrown out.
Yep.
Which was strange.
Forgot the rules, didn't I? Forgot the gimmick, so they had to make it up on the spot. That's what happened. Seeing as you've mentioned it now, I'll tell you where that one falls into my list, and it does fall into my list,
No,
and
I knew it would.
and it falls at number 1.
Oh,
Spoiler alert.
And the reason that it falls at number 1, and the main reason to everything else that you've just mentioned, obviously Ric Flair does win the WWF Championship because that's the match. It's for the title because it's vacated, and that's why, because it's the first Royal Rumble that has any importance to it. The Royal Rumbles leading up before then didn't have this. And then going forward, they'll always have that WrestleMania main event attached to it. And this is the reason that the Royal Rumble is the way the Royal Rumble is today, 1992. And that's why it's number 1 for me.
Yeah. I said to Marie, I said, there's this one or one other one that will be your number 1.
And that's probably coming up soon. Maybe, who knows? But back to my number 4 now then. Yep. So my number 4 is 2010.
Nice.
Oh.
Nice.
So winner?
The 2010 is
I'm gonna say Sheamus.
No. Cena's?
It might be
This is Edge. Edge's first return in a Royal Rumble. And this this is leading up to WrestleMania 26, and this is why it's a big one for me. The Shawn Michaels story within that Rumble.
Yeah.
And the rest of it, obviously, is great. And, Batista, Jericho, Edge, so on, so forth. There's loads in there. Shawn eliminating Triple H, for example. It's full of good stars. I think this one starts with CM Punk. And he does a bit with the Straight Edge Society. He's on the mic and things like that. I could be wrong with that, but it is around this time that he does that. Is it? Yeah.
Between every elimination, Punk gets 5 eliminations on this, and between each one, it's a promo.
I'm sure he does the same in 2011, but it's the Nexus instead. Yeah. Because that was the 40-man Rumble, so they really bulked that one out a lot. That one's, spoiler alert, doesn't make my top 5 list. But 2020 does. Edge's return, HBK story. Edge wins. 2010's number 4.
That was so close to making my list. That was.
Do I give number 3 now as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck it.
So this might be the one that you were thinking as my secondary one, maybe. I had to make a really tough choice between a few Royal Rumbles here. And the honourable mentions, I suppose, do go to 97 and 98. They were close to being on my list, but this was the one that did it. So all 3 of these Rumbles have something in common. The Rumble that I've picked is 2001. Can you guess what all 3 of those that I mentioned have in common?
That's Austin's record.
Same winner.
That's right.
And also, as we're jumping in, that's my number 1.
Is it? There you go.
That's all.
There you go. So it's and that's the thing, right? 2001 and 1992 are normally revered in a lot of people's list as the number 1/number 2 Royal Rumbles of all time, and they are. They're absolutely fantastic for very different reasons. The lineups in both are strong, very, very strong. The 2001 Rumble is, an evolution of 1998 for me. So in 1998, Terry Funk and Mick Foley kick off the Rumble with weapons. First time that had ever happened, right? 2001, that goes to the very next level because you have a whole hardcore division at this point, and they fucking make good use of it. Kane's obviously record lasted a long, long time in this match too. There's perfect balance of comedy and seriousness and blood, and everything's there. And Austin eventually gets the job done on the road to WrestleMania 17.
Damn skippy.
Well, my number 3 to Craig's number 1.
My number 1.
Give some more stats though, because you'll have them.
Here's some stats. So, obviously, Austin's 3rd Rumble win, because that's fucking, obviously they're good. Kane did 54 minutes. He got his 11 eliminations, and Taz got the shortest elimination, the quickest elimination, sorry. He got eliminated within 10 seconds, which was also by Kane. Also, Drew Carey technically holds...
fall from grace year on year.
Yeah. Drew Carey technically holds a elimination in the WWE Royal Rumble because he eliminated himself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
And it
I like
goes
that.
down as an actual elimination. So that was fucking dead good. This all across the board was amazing. It up to the finish with Kane going the fucking distance with it, taking them 3 massive chair shots to the head, and they wasn't soft. Fucking Austin laid that shit in before the clothesline for the win. I love this Rumble.
Mm.
So that's why that was my number 1.
Okay.
Donovan?
Your number 3, Don?
Number 3 for me is actually the one we've just been talking about.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's literally just sort of come up. I don't think there's anything else I can add to it from what's been mentioned. It's literally, again, a good Rumble to me has a good mix. So there we go. That's my number 3.
Okay. My number 3 is my other one, which I thought might be high on Rob's list, is 95.
Ooh.
I thought Rob might jump on this, but I wasn't sure.
I can't believe 1995 is in your top 5 list.
You know what? It wasn't.
This is going to take some explaining today.
Yeah, this was not in my list originally.
Mm-hmm.
It was for what it is, but it wasn't on my list. But then I've spent a couple of days watching Royal Rumbles because I can't just go through them and remember shit like you can. So I have to go back and watch them. Not that I've watched every single fucking Rumble. Let's not get that wrong, like. But I went back and watched 95 again. I actually watched the 95 one today, and that's when it changed for me. And this hit my list. HBK and Bulldog going all the way through this. I enjoyed this. This was a story, start to finish, and it was fucking great. Stat-wise, for the stats for people, most eliminations is 8 going to Sean, obviously. Man's went the distance. 38 minutes, 41 seconds. Mo gets the shortest time. He only lasted 3 seconds.
Yeah.
So that goes to Mo. And obviously the final 4, Lex Crush, Bulldog and Sean. I really enjoyed this. I did really enjoy it.
So this is frowned upon, this Rumble, for a lot of reasons. And it's on the shit list for a lot of people. And first of all, it's the first year that they experimented with the clock. Yeah. So they said, right, because we're doing what we're doing with Sean, we're gonna shorten it.
60 seconds clock.
There you go. So instead of 90 seconds, I think it was 45 seconds. You know, Craig.
Oh,
I don't think they did 60. I think they said they were going to do 60, but I'm sure they were doing it every 45 seconds. Yeah.
This is like, I think, one of the shortest Rumbles with the 30 man, isn't it?
Without a doubt. And number 1 wins it.
Yeah.
It was the 20 man, the first Rumble. That's the only one's quicker, just simply because of the amount of people.
Yeah, you know what, as well with this, I always remember this as Shawn Michaels skinning the cat, but he doesn't, does he? He just slides under.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he does. Yeah, he just slides under.
I always remember him skinning the cat. I don't know why, because I know he doesn't, because it's that iconic lift the leg. But
Bulldog, as bizarre as he was, really good performance in Royal Rumbles up to this point. He starts going downhill from there. I mean, I think in 96 he's in the last 4, but 92 is great. We've discussed that. 93 is fucking awful. 94, just as bad. 95 gets a bit of stick. The card's pretty good overall, 95. And the card's pretty good overall, 96 as well. If I'm to choose out the two of them, which one I enjoyed the most, 95 and 96, I have to go 96 because Sean's making a return. He goes in, I think, at number 18 and he just cleans house. And he eliminates Vader and Yoko at the same time. That's like the big image. And then he super kicks Diesel at the end for the finish. And then obviously he's in the world title picture in the next year, so he doesn't go back in for a Rumble for a fucking good amount of time. But I'll respect that you've put in 95 and the reasons that you've given, because I tell you what, some people give you some fucking stick for that.
Well, like I said, that was on my mention list initially, and so was 96 for that moment that you just said, the big double thing. So again, I went back and I watched these Rumbles because I need to know. And I'll be honest, 96 Rumble is shit.
Yeah, it's bad. Stone Cold Steve Austin actually slips. He should have been in the final 4.
And he falls out.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's a shit show. That Rumble match is shocking. It was just that moment.
Headhunter A and Headhunter B walk out. Dory Funk Jr., but the worst one to walk out of that curtain that night was fucking Doug Gilbert.
Oh,
Dougie Gilbert.
He was awful. He
gotta
was.
love it. Yeah, but
You
yeah,
know.
1995, fair play to you. What number was that? Number 3.
that was my number 3.
That's
Yeah.
decent, that. Fair
Yeah,
play.
it's had a lot of shuffling around for that to come into number 3, but I went with it. So it's on me, innit?
I think so.
Yeah, it's on me. Yeah. So my number 2. My number 2 is 2004.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I took a bit of do I or don't I on this, but I
This
loved this.
Benoit.
Stevie
is.
Richards, yeah. Stevie Richards.
Mr. Vacant himself.
So,
Yeah.
So it's interesting that you've gone back to back with the only 2 people to win from the number 1 spot.
Yeah. I didn't want to, but 2001 was better than this. Well, 2004 straight away when we said Rumbles, this was one of the Rumbles that I went, that's on my list.
It's a great Rumble.
That's on my list. I love it. And I did consider, obviously, because of who wins it and how they win it, like going through. But I'm like, you know what? Fuck you, it's wrestling. I love this Rumble, and it was fucking amazing. Benoit from number 1 spot goes an hour and 1 minute and 30 seconds. With the most eliminations as well. Hurricane, his time in 19 seconds, because why not? This is the build-up for the match that everyone wanted, because we wanted to see Brock Lesnar beat the living fuck nugget out of that waste to come Goldberg. So this was the build-up for it. Granted, the match at WrestleMania was a pile of wank, but fucking him coming in, fucking hitting the F5 on Goldberg for the Mania match and that, it was fucking dead good. And the last 4, the way it was done with Angle, Benoit, Jericho, and Show, and the way fucking Benoit wins with that choke and pulling over Big Show, it looked like Big Show's head was going to pop off.
Yeah,
I absolutely love that fucking Rumble.
And Lesnar won in 2003 as well, so it makes the Goldberg story even more noteworthy. Really strong match on that card. Triple H versus Shawn Michaels for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Quality match. Quality.
Absolutely. Banging. The tables match at the beginning is not bad either, with the Dudleys and Batista and Flair. The Dudleys always seem to open the Royal Rumble. Weird one. Other than 2000, but they were like second on instead.
Yeah. Solid openers.
Okay. So number 2 for me, I guess, right?
Yep.
Again, a lot of back and forth between 2 Rumbles. 2006 was out of the question for me. I liked it, but you know, it was all about Eddie at the end of the day. Ray might have won it, but it was all about Eddie. So it did shine over him a little bit. I know they did what they did and they exploited it for what it was, but that's WWE for you. So 2007 was a really strong Rumble as well.
Yeah.
A really strong Rumble. It ended with The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels, last 2.
That little mini match we got.
That little mini match that we got at the end of 2007. Well, fast forward that a year, and the 2 men that ended the Royal Rumble started the Royal Rumble in Madison Square Garden, and that is why 2008 is my number 2. And it's not just because of that, because it's a really strong Rumble. You get
Cena return.
There you go. That's the big one. Number 30, John Cena. The hugest pop up to that point for a return.
Well, he was supposed to be out for like fucking 12 months or something stupid. Like he was supposed to be out for ages, and for him to have turned up at mate. Yeah.
I think it was back in 4 months, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was something ridiculous. Yeah. It was something ridiculous. Because that was one of them returns where everyone just went, oh fuck.
Yeah. This is a really, really strong Rumble. And again, another really, really strong lineup. And then you get it's Madison Square Garden. They're gonna, a Rumble. It's great when there's surprises. When we look at the 2022 Royal Rumble, what surprises did we get from the men? Nothing.
There wasn't
nothing at all.
No.
This is what I'm saying.
The women's Rumble in 2022 was better than the men's,
without a doubt.
Yeah,
without a doubt, 100%. So hopefully, these things get fixed for next year, or at least on par. But John Cena's huge return's the big reason. Triple H's face, Roddy Piper and Jimmy Snuka are in it. It's Madison Square Garden. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
John Cena, 2008, number 2.
And Mick Foley returned.
Oh yeah, Yeah, he was in that too.
It
It was Bob Backlund in it as well.
Bob Backlund, he was one of the I actually didn't write the stats for that one, but it's on my mentions with all everything else. Like Hornswoggle, technically was never eliminated. Finlay got disqualified before he got into the ring because he saved Hornswoggle from getting a beating off fucking Henry. So they just disqualified Finlay from going in too early. But yeah, Backlund, I'm sure, was like fucking 20 seconds maybe, and he was done.
Oh yeah, they had some ECW people in this. CM Punk was in it.
I think they hadn't long done ECW on TNT. This TV show started.
Listen to this order, Don.
Go on.
Number 1, The Undertaker. Number 2, Shawn Michaels. Number 3, Santino Marella.
Dead good that was. Dead good. And you know what, as well, he comes out and he goes straight up to Undertaker like he's going to fight him, and he just turns around and goes straight after Shawn Michaels. The fucking quality, the way he does it. It's like he's going, yeah, I'm coming for Taker, I'm coming for him. He runs into the ring, looks at him and goes, nah.
I'm your friend. I'm your friend. Go on then, Donovan.
You get 2 and 1 then, Don?
Yeah. Because our number 1s are revealed, so this is on you now.
Yeah.
Right. So number 2 for me. So the 2 I've got really toss up for me. One is because it's the first one I'll ever watched. Which, if you're a long time listener to the show, you know which Rumble this was. And the other one, because watching it back in hindsight, I actually really enjoyed it. So my number 2 is the 92 Rumble. I really liked it. I liked the story it was telling. Also, the one thing that no one ever sells about that Rumble, the best performers on that entire Rumble, Bobby Heenan. Bobby Heenan puts in a fucking shift on commentary.
Yeah. Every time Ric Flair gets saved or sneaks out of being eliminated,
it's just that to me is a standout performance for that Rumble, because that made me like, yes, he is a heel, but it was such a reaction from him. It was like, shit, I want him to win now. I'm starting to like get that.
Yeah.
So that to me was like, I love that. Also seeing a bit of thing with Sid, I was like, that's just really like childish, like you being a cunt.
That was what it was.
It was just
it didn't work for him.
And this is the thing, so no matter how much Hogan threw his dummies out the pram, like, he still ended up with the main event at WrestleMania 8, but it wasn't. It wasn't my main event. Randy Savage versus Ric Flair was my main event at WrestleMania 8. So fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Hogan.
Yeah. Sticking with the 92 as well, on about Flair. Piper, Jake and Flair.
Yeah.
Them free to get... Fuck, mate. I didn't realise, it's watching it back again, how much I enjoyed that. It was so fucking... And Piper put in 35 minutes as well in that Rumble. 35 minutes. So.
He was enjoying himself in 92, Piper was.
Yeah.
You could tell him his work. You could tell him his work. So my number 1 is the first Rumble I ever watched.
On Channel 4?
On Channel 4 in 2000. Now,
where the Big Show won, I mean The Rock.
Now, it led into the main event of Mania.
Yeah. Both their feet touched, did it?
Yeah. I mean, things I remember from this Rumble, the Too Cool and Rikishi mid-break dance. Fuck you, R-Truth. They did it 20 years before you. Love you, R-Truth.
Just to pause there, right? Because apparently I had the pleasure of interviewing the man himself, Scotty Twatty. And this was the highlight of his entire career.
I should hope so.
And as you can imagine, it never got any bigger than that moment for Scotty Twatty. No matter what, no matter winning the light heavyweight championship, being tag team champions, you cannot beat the way that audience was in Madison Square Garden for those 3 when they fucking lined up ready to dance. And they'd only been together less than a month, at that point.
Yeah.
It's fucking mad. Like, when he told me that bit, I was like, what? Yeah, they were sending us out on house shows a month earlier. I was like, what? And then they stuck the big case with us because they were leading up to the whole storyline, but they wanted to throw people off the scent. Yeah. of it being Rikishi who did it for The Rock.
And for the people, respectively.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, sorry, carry on.
The other notable thing to me is the client high constant run-ins.
Yeah,
yes.
fucking hell, that Taka Michinoku bump, man.
Oh, babang.
I just love the fact it was like every time it was like, okay, right now, seriously, fuck off. Now this time, go fuck yourself. And it was like face plant the floor, like that was brutal.
Dead bad.
Yeah.
But this to me, like I was saying, because it was like my first experience of really watching WWF, whatever you want to call it. This holds a special place in my heart.
It was Mae Young that hooked you in, wasn't it? Just be honest.
So, but I love this show. Like, I happily go back and watch his show every couple of months.
I think it's weird the amount of people, like, even from a talking shop perspective, when we've asked them what their first show was, it was Channel 4 Royal Rumble 2000.
Yeah,
it was easy access, wasn't it?
Exactly. It's to me that was like, I did have Sky, so to me, it weren't. I was pissed off that it was on Channel 4, to be honest, because it had ad breaks. I remember the ad breaks, watching it live.
Yeah,
but I get it. I completely understand it from the other point of view of not having Sky, because obviously, like I said, not everybody has the content or the facilities to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I had dodgy Sky.
What a time to be alive.
You saw the little cards.
Do you agree with our list? Who gives a fuck? We'll shoot on yours if you send it in, you pussies.
93 is the worst one.
93 has got to be. It's got to be the worst one. It's got to be.
I had 93, 96, but 93 takes it. 88's bad, but
you say 2015. I want to say is really bad for the reactions because that's the one. Yeah, that's the one where they wanted Daniel Bryan to come back out and it never happened. And I mean, it all made sense for WrestleMania 30 in the end later on, but we had to go through that pain first to get there. So, Craig, what's up next?
Well, we need to spin a wheel, don't we?
We do,
gentlemen. So, who wants to roll that shit?
Go on, Rob.
You're gonna. Oh, that was a big boy roll. So that shit has spun, and we have spun all the way to your single male wrestler.
Ooh.
Well, me and Rob have a problem with this one, don't we, Robert? For our number one spot.
Well, we have to see if we end up with the same order, don't we, next week?
We know we don't end up with the same order.
We'll see. We'll see where we end up next week.
Oh, naughty 1 and 2.
But either way, it will be the same two people.
Yeah, so let everyone tune in to see what Don's 1 and 2 is, because you all know what ours are.
Phineas, Godwin, and Hawk.
But that has been our top 5, top of the gimmicks this week, people.
I'm Rob Campbell.
I am your bastard, Craig Challoner.
I've genuinely got nothing for this one. This is the 6th one we've done in a row. Daniel Cornfield.
You may be leaving for now, but the nightmares will return.